Hey there, it's Suze from Big Tent Media here. I've been asked to have a little look and show you how to add a caption box if your audio is perhaps running a bit faster or slower than the captions are appearing on the screen, or perhaps it hasn't picked up the auto-generated caption hasn't picked up properly from the audio, and it's kind of left you with a bit of a disconnect between what you're seeing it says and what you're hearing it says. So if I play this little piece of audio here, you'll be able to see that the captions don't quite relate to what's being said.
It's Sunday, the 22nd of September 2019, and this is your Social Day Flash Briefing from Big Tent Media. On the social calendar today, it's White Chocolate Day.
Okay, so you'll have seen there, it didn't quite smoothly change at the end of where I said from Big Tent Media on the social calendar today. It kind of changed in the wrong place. The captions were still saying one thing and my voice had moved on. So we can fix that relatively simply. First of all, we need to find the place on the timeline where the problems occurred. So let's go back and find it.
Briefing from Big Tent Media. On the social calendar today.
Okay, so if I perhaps take this from where it says on the social.
Flash Briefing from Big Tent Media.
So the next thing I'm about to say is on the social calendar today. So what I'll do is take that from the caption that it's in at the moment and create a new caption box to put that bit of text into, so that it then ties up with the audio that we're hearing. So in order to add a new caption box, we need to hover over the caption before where we want to put the new box in, and it brings up these little icons. They're not there unless you actually hover over the box. Okay, this one tells you copy to timeline. This is if you want to copy that text down onto one of the text tracks here, if you wanted to do that. This one creates a new block, which is what we're going to do in a second. This one deletes this block here completely, and this allows us just to play the selection as it's shown in that caption. So what we want to do at the moment is to hit this plus and add a block, and it will give us a spare box just underneath where we were before. Now I need to take the words from up here, so I'm going to retype them in on the social calendar today. And what I'm going to do is then double click up here and take those words out, and double click down here and remove those. Right, now if we play this, let's see what happens.
It's Sunday, the 22nd of September 2019, and this is your Social Day Flash Briefing from Big Tent Media. On the social calendar today, it's
Okay, so this is what I was expecting. I've changed the captions up here, but it's still not showing properly in the audiogram. Now the reason for that is because we haven't changed the timings. Now this can get a little bit tricky, and in fact it can completely blow your mind, because when you change a timing, it may well change timings in subsequent caption blocks and cause issues further within your audiogram. So you do need to be careful when you're playing around with this. If you do get into a big problem with it and get completely kind of lost with where you are with it, you can always go up to this Revert Project button. Now if you click on there, it will give you a list of the last time it saved it, and you can see it saves it fairly regularly, and you can then go back and restore that version. So I would take a check on what physical time in the day you are actually doing this, and make a note of that time just in case you need to go back to a reverted program, because fiddling around with the caption timing is a little bit tricky. That said, I'm just going to talk you quickly through how to do it. Okay, so we've worked out where this doesn't kind of reflect what's being said in the audio. That's what we need to do first of all.
Media.
Okay, so at the end of that Big Tent Media, I want the caption to change here within that gap. I can kind of see it on the audio file there. There's a little bit of a kind of silence rather than an actual waveform, so I can pick it out. Now we need to go over to this timing block here. This here, 1 minute and 10 seconds and 6, that tells me how long the entire piece of audio is that I've uploaded. And this here, 000880, that tells me where this marker, this white marker head, is, what point it's at within the audio file. And that's the number that I'm going to need to use first of all to change the caption timing. Now I need to tell this very first caption up here to stop at 0880. So to do that, I double click on the time and I put in the time I want it to be. And then I click down to here, and I need to now change this top time to the same so that it flicks over kind of seamlessly. It kind of knows that's what you're going to do. It does a bit of saving and sorting itself out, and it should push the next one down. You'll see that's 11.396. It's reading at the bottom there that one will finish, and the next one picks up again at 11.396. So that should all come together. Let's take this right back to the beginning. Let's use the time bar and see how it comes together.
It's Sunday, the 22nd of September 2019, and this is your Social Days flash briefing from Big Tent Media. On the social calendar today, it's white.
There we go. Now, as you can see, I'd now have to rechange the timing for It's White Chocolate Day and the next bit of the captions. But in terms of that very first one, where I've added in that caption box, that is now a seamless transition and marries with both the audio and the captions. So that's the kind of tutorial for today, adding an extra caption box and moving your captions around, changing the caption timing along the side. As ever, do let me know if you get into a problem with it or a spot of bother. I am always happy to do a bit of a screen share. Perhaps a Skype call would be good. So do DM me, drop me a message either on Twitter at Big Tent Social, or you can email me suze@bigtent.media.